and welcome to another episode of The Subcontinent, a weekly show that aims to address the most significant issues in the South Asian region. And in today's episode, we'll be discussing two major issues: how Azerbaijan is playing on the harp of the West, and also India and Bangladesh trying to move away from the US dollar. So stay tuned.
In this edition of The Subcontinent, we will discuss how Azerbaijan is playing on the harp of the West. In this context, the Indian Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar visited Armenia last year to discuss Armenia's participation in the international North-South transport corridor. Armenian-Iranian Railway can reroute the North-South transport corridor away from mainland Azerbaijan.
For more insight on this, we are joined by academic and security expert Dr. Swaran Singh from New Delhi. First of all, welcome to the program, sir. Now, Iran, India and Armenia have formed a trilateral group to strengthen regional cooperation. In recent months, there have been many high-level meetings as well. So how do you see this close association between the three countries helping in the progress and stability of the region?
Thank you for having me on your show today. I understand your concern about the regional instability in the Caucasus and how countries like Iran and India can contribute to that stability. We need to first underline the fact that Nagorno-Karabakh has been at the center of tensions in the Caucasus, and what is called as the Second Karabakh War had actually taken place for about 44 days in September of 2020, leading to almost 10,000 people dying from both sides in that sense. And certain amount of tension continues in that area. And we understand that Azerbaijan here is clearly supported by a set of countries. For example, Turkey supplies them drones, and I understand lately Pakistan is negotiating to supply JF-17 fighter jets. And of course, lately Israel is another country which has become much closer along with the United States towards Azerbaijan, and that raises certain concerns in countries like Iran, which have borders with Turkey, with Azerbaijan and Armenia. And in that sense, the countries of India, Iran, and Armenia had their trilateral meeting last month. Though they broadly talked of focusing on economic regional development, talking about deepening of cultural relations, people-to-people relations, communications, and connectivity. But at center of it is regional instability, and Nagorno-Karabakh being at the center of those tensions. And that has seen not just Iran, but also India increasingly becoming a stakeholder. Of course, India and Iran are the strategic partners for very, very long time, more than 2 decades. But lately, India and Armenia partnership also is building as part of this Iran-India-Armenia trilateral. And I think in September last year, a defense deal was signed between India and Armenia, where India would also be supplying weapons, equipment, and ammunitions. Particularly Pinaka multi-barrel rocket launchers are part of that. So India definitely, along with Iran, is becoming a stakeholder in ensuring regional stability in the Caucasus.
Dr. Singh, Iran, India and Armenia also discussed the progress on the international North-South transport corridor. So what factors are likely to impact India's Eurasian vision?
International North-South transport corridor that was originally conceived by Iran, India and Russia is about 7,200 kilometers long corridor. That definitely brings these countries closer. But since then, about 10 other countries have joined that ambition of building international North-South transport corridor. And we understand that both Armenia and Azerbaijan are also part of that. Now, when you look at it, what are India's reasons to promote that kind of a large-scale initiative? Some, of course, experts will tell you that that is perhaps to counter China's Belt and Road Initiative. But of course, India's engagement with these issues precedes and is much earlier. India, for example, has invested majorly into Iran's Chabahar port. and wants to use that connection to build connectivity to the larger Eurasian region all the way to Helsinki. Of course, it also means that if India is able to utilize and build that connectivity, India can then bypass, for example, going through Pakistan or going through the China-Pakistan economic corridor infrastructure, and even reach Afghanistan using Chabahar as the hub, and then, of course, use rail and road links to other countries in the region.
Dr. Singh, ties between Azerbaijan and Israel can lead to instability in the region, impacting other countries as well. How do you view Israeli Foreign Minister's recent statement about Iran, where he mentioned the close geographical proximity between Iran and Azerbaijan as the basis of its relations with Baku?
I think the comment that you mentioned of Israeli Foreign Minister Ali Cohen has to be understood in the context where the comment is made. We understand that for a long time, since 1991, the relationship between Azerbaijan and Israel were largely one-sided from the Israeli side. And it's only in March this year that Azerbaijan became the first Shia country to open an embassy in Tel Aviv. Now that finally makes the relationship look like becoming bilateral. In that context, the foreign minister of Israel, Ali Cohen, visited two countries, Turkmenistan and Azerbaijan. And it is in Azerbaijan that the comment that you just mentioned was made. But the world has been clearly aware of Israel's approach towards Iran. For example, Israel has several times mentioned of disallowing Iran its own pursuit of nuclear deterrent. Even imagining of an airstrike on Iranian facilities, and that kind of color is being given by Ali Cohen, the foreign minister of Israel, to say that now Azerbaijan and Israel will work together in addressing some of those threat perceptions. And the explanation given is that because Russia and Iran have been lately coming closer, and Azerbaijan sees Russia in the north and Iran in the south. And that is the reason why Azerbaijan wants to get closer to Israel. But I want to underline the fact that Azerbaijan has been far more reluctant and defensive, and actually gone to the extent of denying that it doesn't want to allow Israel to use Azerbaijan territory for any operations against any neighboring countries. So the whole speculation of Israel's Mossad finding a kind of a sanctuary in Azerbaijan, or Israel using territory of Azerbaijan to stage some kind of an airstrikes on Iran are denied by Azerbaijan at least. Of course, that kind of suspicions still continue to be there. And if that whole Caucasus region becomes unstable, and Nagorno-Karabakh now gets expanded into involving Azerbaijan and Iran as well, that kind of instability is not good for entire Eurasia, and of course for all major stakeholders in Eurasia's stability and prosperity, including my own country, India, which has major stakes in ensuring stability and prosperity in the region.
Dr. Singh, like you mentioned before, trying to stoke instability in the region, the Zionist regime's designs are to disrupt peace and lead to regional discord and insecurity. So what is your take on it, and how will it have an impact on non-regional countries, including India?
I think the region has already faced several problems over a period of time. The whole dissolution of Soviet Union saw almost a decade plus where countries were just trying to find their borders and define their own nationhood in these regions. So Caucasus is therefore, almost just beginning to look like stable, even after that long 6 years of war in Nagorno-Karabakh between 1988 to 94. Finally led to certain kind of stability, but it could erupt anytime. For example, it erupted in 2020 and led to large number of deaths. So region looks like stable, but can become suddenly again unstable, because countries are still finding their feet, trying to understand their nationhood, find stability and prosperity. And now increasing interest of Israel, for example, in Azerbaijan, and Azerbaijan receiving more and more weapons from Turkey, Pakistan, and now Israel, possibly the new actor in that game.
On that note, I would like to thank academic and security expert Dr. Sawaran Singh from New Delhi for being on the program. Thank you, sir. Now, let's see what